Let's try that again, shall we? I completely forgot my microphone wasn't plugged in. I was like, oh yeah, it's always plugged in. Where it's like, fuck it, it's not plugged in, was it? Absolute lemon that I am. So yeah, we're playing Bayonetta 3 today. We're going to play the story mode. If you want to see the story mode of this game, you can go follow Luke's channel. He will be playing it in its entirety over the next couple of weeks, in addition to playing through God of War and Pokemon Violet Scarlet, if anyone asks about those. He's just not well this week, so I figured if anyone wanted their Bayonetta fix, I've already completed the game. The game has been completed. Like, no spoilers, but yeah, game's been completed. I've unlocked everything except for beating the Rodan fight, which I'm currently midway through. You know, just trying to learn all his patterns and stuff, but we won't be doing that today because it's not fun. In all honesty, it's not fun to watch. It is me doing the same 3 moves over and over and over again until Rodan dies. So, yeah, there's not really much to say about the Rodan fight itself, but there is like a whole bunch of extra stuff we can do in this game. Not to mention, like, show off all the characters and moves. So I probably should put on like a channel points thing so we can pick the moves, I suppose. I'll go do that now. Should have done this earlier, but whatever. It's like change, select an Autobot to select a weapon. I'll pick the weapon. Pick the weapon. There we go. Makes things all easy to that. Turn off challengers. Oh, that's Prime. Show Starsky support button. Perfect. God, I'm so fucking good at this streaming thing. It's a piece of piss, isn't it? Finish the latest video. They go up at 8 and it's 8 past 8 now, so I don't think you could have watched the latest video. Unless you're watching it in like times 900 time. I'm not sure. Well, overall thoughts on this game, a little disappointed. There's not really much post-game stuff. I'll probably play this like once or twice on stream, and then I probably won't go back to it because there's no Bloody Palace. All of the levels, every single one has a big monster controlling moment in it, which, while fun the first time, completely just ruin the what's the word I'm thinking of now? The flow of replaying through. Because all you want to do in like a Bayonetta game is you want to go through, you want to play the combat. You want combat, start to finish. There's not a single level in the game where you can just go, I want to go fight a bunch of enemies. It is fight some enemies for 5 minutes. Actually, no, it's cutscene, another cutscene you can't skip because it has a quick time event in it. That's really easy and you can't fail. 5 minutes of like walking around and like 2 or 3 combat challenges. Cutscene, walking simulator where you control a big demon, during which you can get damaged and not get a pure platinum rank. Cutscene, boss fight. And that's the flow of every single level. So, yeah, and then you have these, which are witch trials. You can't choose the difficulty, and they have 10 stages each, and the third one is automatically set to be the hardest difficulty in the game, and it makes you fight multiple bosses at once, including the final boss twice at the same time. Just not very fun at all. Not fun. I wouldn't recommend. Because near enough every enemy in the game has super armor for some inexplicable reason. And even base enemies can just walk through your base attacks and hit you out of combos, which is really fun. Let's just start. And also as well, you have all these challenges. These are also all really bad. Because you think this is where they put the meat and potato. This is where you put, like, just combat. Here's like, you know, a 50 waves of base enemies for you, like, you know, just style on. They're all timed challenges where you got to run through the levels doing bad platforming, which is the weakest part of the game. So the extra challenges you get, say for a couple, which are like fight a boss from the previous game, every single one of these extra challenges that you have to unlock. Like you see here, look, finish with 100 seconds left, with 200 seconds left. Fight a boss, that's really not fun. Finish with... there you go, finish with 130 seconds left. Finish with 200 seconds left. Like, they're all really bad. Like, they're just... for example, I'll show you. Let's go do this one. This is the first one. Bam! Let's start. And you know what? We'll play as Viola. She is the new character. So we've got the Witch of Genesis, Benna, the Untested Firebrand, and then Jean, who I don't play. Because Jean does not have a dodge mechanic. You have to do back with him. Which is very awkward to time, especially with how stuttery the frame rate can be sometimes. Viola is a very controversial and divisive character. I think she's fine. There's a few issues with the character that I would like to fix, which I guess I can show off as I'm running around the level. I think the start of this level will just be like, you know, I'm able to just walk around a little bit. Actually, no, I can just go to this practice mode here. So, So a lot of people are saying like Viola is like the Virgil of this game. That's the thing. She's not. She's not Virgil, and she's not Nero. People are saying she's Virgil because she has like the katana, and other people are saying she's Nero because she's the new protagonist. The difference with Nero is, even though he's a much simpler character than Dante, he's like the entry point for new players. Of like Nero, you don't have to worry about style switching or weapon switching. He just has one good weapon with a very complete moveset. Nero has the gimmick of the grab, which makes him really satisfying and fun to play. Viola has almost no satisfying combo finishers. And it all comes down to this. This right here. So instead of a dodge, she gets this. It's block here, look. And if you time that block exactly right, you will get witch time. So bam! Perfect parry. So you think that sounds really cool, right? The problem is, unlike Bayonetta, who's had dodge offset from the first game. So you see here, I'm doing a basic combo. You see there, look. Bam! So that final hit there is basically what you work towards with every character. Or with every weapon when you play as Bayonetta. Like all these other hits are filler so you get to that last big hit there. So if you do this combo here, look. You're working towards that last big hit where you get that slowdown. And with Bayonetta, what you do is, you go, So you do a few hits, you hold the button, and then you dodge. And it lets you keep your combo going. That's known as dodge offsetting. It's a basic technique, but it's really unclear how it works up until I think the second, third game where they just outright tell you how to do it. Viola does not have the dodge offset mechanic. She has the block offset mechanic, which is similar. Basically, you see here, look, as long as I hold block, I can walk around, my combo is halfway done. And while I'm blocking, I do have the ability to finish that combo. So you go, hold it, look, 1, 2, 3, cancel. Can hold it, keep the combo going, and that. And you think, okay, so that makes, does that mean you can block, get a parry, and keep going like Bayonetta can? Because the thing with Bayonetta, why you'd want to do the dodge offset is, you get halfway through a combo, and then you dodge. So with Bayonetta, you get halfway through a combo, you dodge, activate Witch Time, finish the combo in Witch Time to get the double damage with your final attack. With Viola, if you manage to get a perfect parry, while you're doing your combo, it resets your combo and puts you into Witch Time. Meaning that her primary way of dealing damage, the two systems do not work in tandem. So Witch Time does not work with building up to the final hit of your combo. You also can't dodge offset it, even though she has a dodge. So dodge is this, it's terrible. That also does not activate Witch Time, so yes. So if you get, actually, it's worse for Viola, damage-wise, to get Witch Time, which is why I turn it off, which I'll show off now. Like, the character fundamentally does not work with the way in which the bosses and all the enemies you fight want you to play against them. Because, like, Bayonetta was always built around all your combos, like, going for a big ending. Yeah. So this is what 95% of the challenges in this game are. Run from point A to point B. You also can't skip these cutscenes. You're not allowed to skip these. Yeah, it's worse for you playing as Viola to try and go for Witch Time. The primary mechanic of the game. She does have, admittedly, very fun movement. She has a very satisfying way of moving. She has like awesome like double jumps. She has like a grappling hook. She's got awesome like dash. Perfect. Like, she fucking hauls ass, I'll give her that. So let's go get to the old, and that's the thing, all this, and there's one combat challenge in this level, so let's go do the combat. Actually, what I'll do is I'll take off the set of accessories I have, just to show off like how you activate Witch Time with Viola. Let's go. Also, yes, because you have this new Demon Slave mechanic, every combat encounter is just against one giant enemy. That's not fun because they can't be launched, they can't be comboed properly, they super arm through all your attacks. They have big screen clear attacks that force you to zoom out. You see, like, there's absolutely no reaction from the enemy I'm fighting here. It's just like none of the enemies feel satisfying to fight. Also, because Viola can only, like... Crash it. Come on. Come on! And this is what all the combat is. It's these giant enemies that you can't... that don't react to anything you do. Just... like, if you like fighting, like, Dark Souls enemies... like, bring in my boy. Bring in the kitty cat. Bring in the kitty cat. Kitty cat combos. So I've got my little kitty cat. Oh yeah, also, unlike Bayonetta, who can cancel out of all of her attacks with the dodge, you can only parry with Viola if the sword is in her hand. You think, well, it's her weapon, right? When would she ever let go of her weapon? Well, to summon her demon, you have to throw her sword on the floor. So you summon Cheshire. Like, Cheshire, like, will fight alongside you. I no longer have a sword. I do have a hand-to-hand combat ability, which is super fun. You can't parry in hand-to-hand. So you can't parry in hand-to-hand. But do you know what you also can't do? What you also can't parry? When you throw your sword. So when your sword is in midair there, and you try and block, you will block hand-to-hand. There you go. We'll bear somewhere. Oh yeah. I've only got 15 seconds to finish this, so just grab these. I'm even going to make it to the end. Yeah. I'm not going to make this one because I've got stuck. Great. Fucking fantastic. Also, come on. Yeah! Nailed it. Yes, so, you also can't parry if the sword is not in your hand. Which includes when you summon Cheshire. So that makes sense, like, you know, you've thrown your sword, you shouldn't be able to have it here. But also when you press the heavy button, which you may have noticed from that combo screen, is literally part of every combo you do except the basic one. So every basic combo in the game involves, at some point, throwing your sword. Which means that, at some point during every combo you do, you can be hit and killed. Especially on the harder difficulties. Right, and you can block, but only once, and you can't parry. Meaning that 90% of your combos are useless on the harder difficulties because you will never want to throw your sword away because you can't risk not having the ability to block or parry. And that's it just feels bad. And that's like, even with like Virgil. Like Virgil doesn't have like Royal Guard or anything like that, but at least he's got like a sick dodge that works. With that thing, you should be able to. It legitimately feels like part of her combat is broken. Like, it legitimately feels like it was not intended that you should be able to do that. Like, she doesn't have a bat within equivalent, so there's no like. So if people don't know it, so pause it again. So you see here, look. Every time the sword is in midair, you can be hit out of that. While your sword's not in your hand, you can block with your hands, but you can't like perfect parry or anything like that. So you can't activate Witch Time. And your block can be broken by anything larger than a base enemy. But remember when I said every combat encounter in the game is built around this mechanic here of summoning your little demon friend. So every combat encounter has like 3 big enemies in it. So when you try and block like that, so the entirety of the game's combat is built around summoning these things, but Viola can't do the other thing the game's combat revolves around, which is Witch Time when you're doing it. And it's just not fun. Yeah, demons all like Cheshire's great. I love Cheshire. It's just that, like, also, well, this is her moveset. She has 3 combos when she hasn't got her sword. Now, this is it. Now, these are the 3 combos you can do.
You're done.
That's it. Now, keep in mind, Bayonetta has like 20 different weapons, so 20 different unique movesets. That's what Viola gets. She gets 2, and one of them is so half-baked you'll never see it. It's a real shame. So what I'm going to do as well, I'm going to immediately turn off the ability to do Witch Time, because Witch Time is so fucking useless anyway. There's no reason to use it. Well, that's the thing, Viola is the main character. Like, the entire story revolves around her.
Take off.
Yeah, cool. Cheshire with the elbow drop.
See you never. Take off. You're up.
Go, Cheshire.
Bring it.
There it is, look. Cool. Get him, Cheshire. That's the problem as well. You can feel, you have so much fun playing her, but you have fun in spite of the game's mechanics, not because of them. Time. What we got? I bet it's a giant enemy that's not fun to fight. Would you believe it, folks? It's a giant enemy that's not fun to fight. Get him, Cheshire!
Hang on a minute. See you never.
Yep. So my sword was out of my hand, so I couldn't parry that attack.
See you never. See you never.
Cool. Let's go.
Time to shine. Bring it.
Let's go, Cheshire. Back here. Also, almost every other enemy in the game runs away. That's another thing as well, it's worth pointing out. 50% of the enemies you fight run away from combat, again, because they're built around the Demon Slave mechanic. So because they're built around the idea of you not being there to fight them properly, they all run away. Because they want you to use like distance attacks, but Viola doesn't really have many distance closing attacks. Besides throwing Cheshire, which leaves you completely open to attack, and her dash in the air, like this one here. Which is probably like the best move she has. It might be one of the most overpowered things in this game, but only because of the side effects it has. That's the point where it feels like something they didn't really think through. Of like, why did they give her the ability to do this? So anyone want to take a guess at what we're fighting next? It's another, like, you know, combat encounter. Is it going to be like, you know, a fun challenge of lots of small enemies that you got to fight? Oh no, it's a giant enemy that's again doesn't respond to anything you do to hurt it. Just wanders around the arena, completely ignoring everything you do, while also firing lasers in every conceivable direction that are almost impossible to see coming, because the camera focuses on you and not it. Fire lasers in every conceivable direction. Super fun. Who doesn't love like having to fight? Look at this. Who doesn't love enemies that don't respond to anything you do? Yeah. You see here, look, the enemy just runs away. Nothing you do affects it. It doesn't move, it doesn't stop. not like the camera as well. I'm not controlling the camera. This is legitimately just how bad the camera is. The camera is legitimately just this bad for almost every combat encounter in the game. Yeah. Also, yes, I am being stun locked by this giant enemy who I can't see where it's going. That is the thing. I can't wait for Lucas to play through this. I'm so excited to just try and play through it. Woo! It doesn't look fun, folks. So I've just given you a preview of 90% of the combat in this game. Like, the final boss is hilariously obnoxious in that regard. The final boss has a mechanic where it just leaves poison on the ground where you can't stand on it, and it does that for pretty much the entire fight. So for the entire fight in this game, that's all about close quarters combat. You can't fight the final boss. There's also like multiple bosses and enemies who hang outside, literally outside of the area in which you can fight, meaning Viola can't hurt them. Because unlike Bayonetta, who has a multitude of demons which can fly and move through the air, Cheshire can't fly. So some enemies will just sit on the outskirts of the the arena in which they can be fought and just shoot lasers at you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Oh, you know, let's go fight Alrune. Let's go. Let's fight one of like Bayonetta's bosses from the first game. We'll keep Viola in just so people can see. She is really good. Like, so momentum based, but it feels so bad. Like, it does not feel fun. That like, that's the if we go into like, we can pause and scroll down. Like, you can see here, look how few of the basic combos I've ever landed, because you never have time. Like, the ones that I land the most are just the ones that are a few hits, all the same button over and over again. Whereas with Bayonetta, they've all got like, they've all been done like 50 to 80 times. Alright, so we ready? Yeah, I'm ready. Get him, Cheshire! So this is like the closest you get to actually a fun like boss fight, because the boss isn't screen-clearingly ginormous. There we go. How dare you? Oh yeah, machine guns. We got this. Nope. I think it's just like a problem with Beyond, like so many of the combos take fucking ages to finish. Like, every single one of the things she does takes fucking forever to get done. So even if you like work towards finishing a combo, you can't. Let's go. Oh, boss from the previous game. It's also with that Viola just needs to take more damage. Don't know why. She has the same health bar as Bayonetta, but she takes more damage.
Time! Take off! Too easy.
Nope. My sword was out of my hand, so I couldn't block.
Take your best shot.
Nope.
On a minute.
That's even like the entirety of Witch time is not enough to pull off like a full combo. Yeah, kill. She also can't dodge off the ground. Yay, Beyond was dead.
The shadow remains cast.
Because like, unlike Bayonetta, she can't like dodge off the ground and go into things. She has like get into a block from the ground type thing, so she can be stun locked by enemies.
There.
What we got?
Take off.
Oh. That's the issue is also when you're playing her, like you'll just get hit by stuff like Bayonetta would have dodged that. Like Bayonetta would have been able to dodge that. But Viola can't. It's so bad.
You're gonna pay.
So I'm just gonna let this enemy kill me, I'm gonna put on my actual Viola build. Kill me, come on. Do it. Do it. There we go.
The shadow remains cast.
So let's put on the thing that actually makes the game with Viola actually worth doing. So you go down here, you put on Pulley's Butterfly, and you put on this shit, which removes your ability to do Witch Time at all. But if you do a parry or a dodge with Bayonetta, you summon a small explosion of magic. You also want Pulley's Butterfly, which is this. So these little butterflies here, which let you absorb up to 5 hits, as long as you have magic, which is basically the only way I've found to be able to finish a combo with Viola without getting killed.
Are you kidding me?
So you'll see now, like every time I get a block, I'll just do a huge like explosion of magic.
Hang on a minute.
It's just the only way I've found where you can actually like have Viola finish a combo without getting killed.
My turn now.
Also like the explosions from like Evil Harvest Rosary.
Beyblade! You got it! All you be...
Yes, done. Let's go. Click. It's also like super fast activation as well.
Take your best shot. See you never.
So you can just see like the difference in like damage output now. But that's the thing, I'm about to do this.
My turn.
I guess it's like, you know, it's fun that you've got like a different way of playing with this character.
Take off.
Still feels really bad though that I basically never activate Witch Time with her because it's just not worth
Are you kidding me? Take your best shot. Take off. Take off.
it. Yes! And if you do that, she actually has a higher DPS than Bayonetta. Purely because she's invincible. Yeah. And this is the advice I'm going to have to give Lucas when he does his playthrough. Because he's already sent me a message like, Karl, how does one Viola? I don't get it. And I've had to tell him, look mate, she's just not a good character. You can't play her like you're playing a Bayonetta game, which is weird because she's in a Bayonetta game. Like, she feels like she should be in a game that's trying to rip off Bayonetta, that's just not quite as good. And she feels like she should be in like Ninja Gaiden 3. Ooh. There we go. Dun, dun, dun. Collect all the lotuses. We could do that. Oh yeah, yeah, look at that. Yeah, those Bezos books. Yeah, so that's like the only real way to have any fun with this. Let's just actually have fun and play the actual real game. Like, Viola feels like pure challenge mode nonsense. Yeah! Look at that! Just immediately you know you're already playing a better fucking character. Like, fuck, like, what a boring weapon to give, like a katana. In a game series known for its insane weaponry. What's Bayonetta equipped? Oh, of course. The good shit. No, we'll just equip the regular. Let's equip Colour My World for now. Just stylish ass Bayonetta. Look at that. The fucking style. You can't skip this cutscene. Get used to these cutscenes. I want to know what person made the decision in this game that's all about frenetic, balls to the walls action and really fun combat. Let's put a 20-second unskippable cutscene before every single one of them and make people literally have to run. Come on. Have to run between combat encounters. Let's go. Look at that. Butterfly Etta. Do you know what people love, like in games where you get to have fun combat? Not doing the fun combat. Let's go, we can get this. I think, is like the platforming at least fun? No. It's also like really, for fuck's sake, you kidding me? I forgot. I took the exact wrong way. Oh, for fuck's sake. Like, camera just shit in the fucking bed. Select the craziest weapon. Well, you get to pick your own. We'll go for the next combat encounter. I know there's a combat encounter at the end of this level. That's what makes it bad. Like, you have to run, like, for 100 seconds to have one combat encounter. Like, the selling point of the entire game is the thing they piecemeal out to you the most. Like, who thought of that? Who thought that was a good idea? Like, oh, what should all these challenges be? The combat? Well, no, they want people to do the platforming. People are playing Bayonetta for platforming, right? It's like, no! No one's playing it for the platforming. What are you smoking, you idiots? Right, so I know for a fact there's a combat encounter right through here. So, Tartarus it is. So Tartarus is tonfas that are actually the doors to a church. And in your little Bayonetta power, he's turning into a puppet. Send it in. This is another enemy where it's built entirely around this awful demon slave mechanic, because you can't pass this barrier until you get rid of this. Look at that, Bayonetta. Bayonetta just instantly fucking parries an enemy. Because she doesn't need her weapon, or even her wits about her, to do that. You saw that there, like the enemy snuck up behind me and Bayonetta just instantly parried it and went into witch time. There we go, right, let's go and actually kick his ass. Nope. Oh, the game just, you can't handle it. Look at all this slowdown. Woo! Get him! Get him, Griffin! Yes! Oh, my boy back. Oh no, I've got one hit. One thing you'll notice though, this enemy is not reacting to anything I do to it. I'm hitting it, it's not reacting to any move. Back within, let's go. Phantom, do it! Do it! And like, I feel bad for the person who's like, choose the weapon. Because that person, can you tell anything that's going on right now? Could you tell anything that was happening in that fight scene? The answer is no, because you never see what's going on. That's the thing, the weapon is so fun. It's really good, and it even has like this really neat mechanic of a guard point. on every charged hit. Like, every charged hit has a really awesome a split second when it can guard any attack, and you counter instantly with more damage. But you can't do it on anything bigger than a small enemy. And every enemy is massive, so that mechanic is useless. And I'm not lying when I say there's not a single combat encounter in the game where you fight a normal-sized enemy and just that. Oh, let's do another one. Will we get any normal-sized enemies here? Who thinks we'll get a normal-sized enemy in this one? You think we will? Because that's the thing as well, like, I'll show off Tartarus. Tartarus is super fucking fun. It's low-key my favourite, just like these cool-ass tonfas. And every weapon has its associated like demonic form. Which for Tartarus is just woo! Yeah, puppet bayonet. And like you see, you can charge all of Tartarus' attacks, and if you block an attack during this moment, you respond like a super powerful like counter. So against like the smaller enemies, you can be like, oh, 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 oh. And then the additional thing is when you're in your puppet mode has infinite super armor, because the description of it is like the puppet will continue despite any damage. So puppet mode, when you go like finish your combo with a puppet, which is a weapon that revolves around basically just powering through enemy attacks, but the mechanic only works on small enemies. Like all the bosses just hit you straight out of it. It's a shame 'cause it's so fun. Like just like fucking open the door. And you can't see any of it because every combat encounter goes. And it's worth pointing out as well, I completed this game on Switch. So if you think it looks hard to see on Twitch, I played it on the fucking Switch. Now let's go, what we got? Yeah! Phantom! Whoa, look at the game, he can't handle it! Oh, no, the game can't handle what's going on. Let's go. Guard point! So let's try and show it off now against this like normal enemy. So you charge up, look. Oh. I forgot that this enemy dodges away from every attack. Woo! He doesn't work on that enemy because that enemy hits from the side, not the front. Let's go. Yeah! Puppet bayonet. It's the best way to travel. If you could think of a better way to travel, I'd like to hear what it is. Woo! Let's go. We want some. Oh, I can't wait to fight a regular sized enemy. Oh no, it's this giant ice snail. That. So when it's in that ice mode, it's invincible to everything except your demon attacks. So again, I like to ask everyone, does this look like fun? Oh, so that's stuff on the floor as well. You can't step on that. So I can't step on that, which means I can't get near the enemy. So not only do the enemies like activate stuff that can only be destroyed by your demons, they will put stuff on the floor that stops you from being able to get anywhere near them. Oh, there we go. So again, it's like to ask anyone, like, can you tell what's going on? Go on. You might be wondering, does this mechanic get old? Or get, like, is annoying? Yes. Every big enemy as well has this mode. Like, every big enemy in the game has a mode where you can only hurt them with regular hits. Not today. Yeah! That's the thing, they're so fucking flashy because you can't see what's happening. And because every enemy just doesn't respond to being hit. They only respond to demons. All the big enemies can only be, like, knocked off center and stuff by demons. Which makes Bayonetta herself feel really underpowered. It's probably out of time. I'll see it. Whee! I wonder if it's going to be a fun enemy. Oh no, it's a giant enemy that hides in the ground. Awesome. So this is an enemy that hides underground half the time. Oh! Yeah! Enemies that hide underground. But also, I'd like to point out, couldn't be affected by my weaponry. Really important that everyone notices that. That the enemy was not impacted by any of my attacks at all. So nothing I did actually cause the enemy to react in any visible way. Just, it's really important to keep pointing that out when you see it. And this is what I mean by, like, the game's really awesome the first time round, but I'm probably never going to replay it. Because all of the awesome moments come from cutscenes and quick time events, which you have no control over. Like, every cool thing that happens in this game happens during a cutscene. None of it happens during gameplay. Ooh, I believe this is a boss fight with an enemy from the previous game. This also is another one of the boss fights which shows off that Viola just literally can't do anything. Such a cool fucking weapon. So fucking rad. Right, we ready? Oh. Right, what is it? Oh, yeah! This as well, when they make you fight enemies from the first game as a bonus, and you realise that all the enemies from the first game are so much more fun. Because look, this enemy can be, like, comboed and dragged into the air. You can even, when you use the whip weapon, do this! You can, like, wombo combo them with the whip, look. These are one of those things of, like, I don't understand why they put these enemies in, because all it does is highlight the fact that all the enemies in the first game were better designed. Yeah! Big dragon! It's like, just give me all these weapons in Bayonetta 1 and have more fun. Like, put all these mechanics into the first Bayonetta. That's right. I'm just like, just leaping all the way into this dragon's arsehole. fight this cool dragon. Look at it, it's just like so rad. Oh no, the explosion. Well, the fun part is like try and fight this with Viola, who doesn't have the ability to like attack from range. As you'll see here, look, you can only attack the dragon's head when it comes inside. But when you lock onto it, you lock onto the body. So you lock onto the part you literally can't hurt. So fighting this enemy, look, it just hides. It's that little circle of air there is where it can't take damage from. So you have to send your demon in to get it. So this game is actively ruining previous boss fights that were fun with its own shit mechanics. So the mechanics of Bayonetta 3 are retroactively ruining better boss fights from previous games. They redesign them around like demon slaves. Also, I really don't like that word. I don't like that they're called demon slaves. And the reasoning why is like what is entirely because of what the secret last demon is. And they still call it that. Woo! Does anyone look like I'm having fun? That's the important question to ask. Does this look like I'm having fun? A boss fight where 90% of the fight means I can't hurt or attack the boss. There we go. Now I can hit him. And it ran away again. Yeah! Does anyone want to guess who the final demon summon is? I'll give you a clue. They're in every game. Like, they're in every game as like the super secret last boss and usually the super secret last weapon. It's Rodan. Or Rodin, depending on what you want to call him. So, in a game where the main mechanic is called Demon Slave, the final one you get is a black guy. And they call it the demon. Like, and that's the thing, that's not what I'm calling it. That's what the game calls it. Let's show that here. Where is it? Umbran Studies, I think it is. Demon Slave. They literally call it that. And the final one you get is a black guy. That's a thing they put. And they could have called it anything. They could have just called it, you know, demonic control. Demonic affinity. Anything. Like, that's the thing. They didn't need to call it that. Because like, the way it works is like Bayonetta takes direct control of an enemy. Or one of her demons. They could just call it demonic control. Demonic override or something like that. Like demonic, like like the fact they call it Demon Slave and make the last one a black guy. So what were they thinking when they did that? Woo! Don't worry though, folks. There's more fun combat coming up. Demonic possession, there you go. So I lost my shit when I saw that. When I was like, oh yeah, I've unlocked all the stuff in the game. Who's the final boss? Who's like the final secret demon? It's fucking Rodan. It's like, did they really not think of the optics on that one? Yeah, let's send her in. Let's switch on. I'll use Tartarus for a bit. Someone did mention Altea. We'll use that for a bit. That's the kitty cat weapon. I love. Like my favorite. Like Tartarus, my favorite weapon for that. That rising attack where it's just woo. It's the spring break. Someone mentioned Cruel Altea. And the backstory behind this is, it's like a collection of 5 different weapons, like 2 on the feet, 2 on the hands, like 1 around the waist. And the backstory is, it's 5 regular cats that went to hell, and over the time they spent there, turned into demons. And this is the associated weapon with them. Oh yeah. Is everyone ready for more platforming rather than? It's so bad. Like, so far, I think we've done what, like 6 of these. 50% of them have been collecting. Only 2 of them have been actual just direct combat challenges. The rest have been collect things with a combat challenge at the end. I'm having so much fun. This is so fun. This is really fun. People are wondering, like, Karl, you're having fun right now? The answer is yes, I'm having so much fun. Right, look at how fun this is. I don't want to, like, do combat. I want to do this. I want to run around. As a robot cat. I also love as well that if you want to complete the game and get pure platinum rankings, you have to do all of these. Like, these all count towards your, like, final ranking. Do 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 do. Do do. I like being a kitty cat. Dun, dun, dun. It's like a Pokemon, doesn't it? Right, let's go. Megazord. Oh, of course it's another giant enemy that doesn't like react to anything. I love it. Get him! Get him, bird! Become laser. Become a laser. Yeah! Oh no! The Shrek tech. Doing the roar. Get him, birdie. Oh, he's tornado. All these lasers. Oh, look at these fucking laser beams. All these laser beams. There's like a mechanic on this one, like all of them have a little lace on them. Like. Yeah, like just become like the disco. Disco Inferno Bayonetta. Easy peasy. Gimme. Yay! That fucking swagger. Yeah! Pure platinum, baby. Piece of piss. Cats are, at least in this game, because it's Bayonetta as a witch, you do have cats being considered to be the familiars. Ooh! My game appears to have glitched out a little. I can't see the map anymore. Let's go to a shop and then go back out. I've not had that happen before. But yeah, in this game it's like, ooh.
Welcome to the gates of hell.
Yeah, my game just stopped working. I'm not sure what's going on here. I might have to quit to the title screen. Because I can't see the map anymore. Watch me not be able to see the title screen either.
Bayonetta.
Bayonetta. Come on. Because cats are considered like, witches familiars, they are in league with Satan. Nope. Okay, so I just can't see my map anymore. I don't know what I'm going to have to like quit out of the game. and reset the game and hope that I can see my map screen again. Because the game is not showing me how the map. That's it retroactively ruined Rodan for me as well. Oh, and now my Switch Joy-Cons aren't connecting, so... Yay! Is there a fucking home button on this controller? Yeah, there is. Fuck it, yeah, close. Let's try that, shall we? How are you? I'm very well. I'm just playing Bayonetta. Now, I recommend people play it. If you want, the spectacle is all there, like pure spectacle from like the cutscenes, but just as someone who's a huge fan of the genre, and Bayonetta 1 and 2, to the extent in which I played it, because it wasn't widely available, it's very disappointing.
Bayonetta.
Yeah, Rodan. Am I allowed to see my my map screen? Or is my game permanently broken? Yay! So, look at that. Don't worry, if you thought, Karl, are we done with collecting things? Of course we're not done with collecting things. Of course, we need to go collect more things. Why would we just have more combat to do? Bayonetta. Like, look at this, like, just become laser beams. It's fucking rad. I love being just like controlling my laser beams. No one can stop me. No one can stop what I do. Oh yeah. Oh, I think we discussed, like, it's one of those things where initially I was on board with like, oh yeah, the lady wants more money, she wants to voice Bayonetta. Oh, it turns out she was lying about everything and is like an anti-abortion, police supporting arsehole who follows a bunch of literally like bordering on neo-Nazi groups. Let's go. Oh, it's so fucking cool. With my lasers. Oh yeah. It's I think as well, it's kind of hilarious that the a game in which the main character is like super flirtatious, like really just like step on me harder mommy vibes. Every combat encounter in this game is less than 20 seconds long once you know how to play it. Like, you literally find yourself asking, is that it? Is that all the game's got? Like, how meta. That the game leaves me wildly unsatisfied wanting more. Not today. Let's go. How dare you? Ooh. Oh god, I hate this enemy type. The enemy type that spends all its time running away. Oh yeah. Yeah, a bunch of anti-trans charity. It's one of those things where it happened just before I went on holiday. And it made me a little bit, you know, like sad inside, because it coincided with, I think it was like the Rooster Teeth thing, where like a former member of Rooster Teeth is like, yo, these guys are all arseholes and they don't pay their collaborators. So that happened, and then the Bayonetta thing happened. I went, great. 2 stories that directly deal with something I'm an incredibly passionate and to a degree outspoken proponent of, which is people being recognised for their work. Well, this is fantastic. And it turns out like the Bayonetta one, oh, she's like anti-trans and like and was lying about everything, and he's like actively attacking people in the industry. Awful. Then the Rooster Teeth one, the person's like, oh, here's a video of them just screaming the N-word over and over again. It's like, I was legitimately like really upset. I just like, is there no person in this industry which I am now like, you know, involved with and intrinsically linked with, and will probably like spend the rest of my life being associated with in some way, shape or form, who's not just an arsehole? Why is seemingly everyone a piece of shit? It made me really upset. Get him. I'm in. Done. Woo! Kitty cat. That's like, you know, another one. Oh, yeah. I am a giant arsehole, thank you. I appreciate that. Boop. These laser beams. Look at that. It's a weapon. Where you like fight. I am punching cats that fire lasers. And I'm not having fun. Because I know that I will never get to use this weapon in a way that's satisfying. Oh man, I wish. Like, and that's the thing as well. There's not even a way to summon in or like, guarantee you can go fight some like base enemies, so I can show the fact that like even base enemies will just power through your shit. Now, if this one is this is a boss fight. Let's go to a boss. And the boss fights are kind of fun. Bayonetta. It's a boss fight against one of your own demons, so. Let's do it. So I gotta go fight a frog. Fuck yeah. This swagger. I'm all in. Woo! So just this one though, it's like the fucking. I'm just gonna be my own disco. Oh, look at that. Become a disco. Right. Let's have some frog action. Fight this frog. Fight this frog. Where'd it go? Where the fuck did Bal go? Where is it? Oh, she's there. Like, Bal is a nightmare to fight. Do not, like, you can never let this frog get set up. If you let this frog get set up, you're done. Get him. Do not let the frog get set up. Do not let it get set. It's gonna do it. I know it's gonna do it. Oh no! I love getting hit from off screen. I am loving getting hit from off screen. This is great. I'm just loving all these like hits from off screen. I see it. Oh, dodge the frog. Do not sing. Do not start singing. We can't let the frog start singing or we're dead. The instant it starts singing, we're fucked. Got it. Whew. So if you let the frog sing, it's a game over. It's like the most powerful move in the game. I don't think there's a single move in the game that does more damage than the frog song. No! Wait, what? Dang. Yeah. Give a swagger. A lot of people are saying it's similar to like Scalebound, or you're going to be controlling dragons. The frog. Like, just try to defeat the frog. Like, what do you do against the frog? So you know what? There is one mission I'm going to show off. And the only thing that matters, there's one thing that matters in this mission. Because I think it's widely considered the best moment in the entire game. So that's just like, we're just going to go through a basic mission so you can see like the font. But there's probably the best mission in the entire game, or the best moment in the entire game is in this mission. So I'm going to show it off just because it's fun. Because I really do like the frog. The frog is my favourite demon summon. There it is, look. Like, why would you not want to be frog? Look at that. And it's just, hey, I'm a frog.
Perfect.
You met the frog sing, look.
Lovely.
So, like, the backstory to this frog is, it is a demon that has the most beautiful voice in the underworld, and all who hear the voice will be rendered, like, you know, just destroyed by it. And it summons this acid rain here, so you can just like prince it up, purple rain it up. And its associated weapon is a microphone. So I'm going to equip my, you know, we're going full frog. We're going to go for a full frog loadout for this mission. We can also become Frogonetta. We become Frogonetta. Woo! Become frog. And all of its moves revolve around just doing this. Just.
Rock and roll.
So we're going to we go with the microphone, and we've got a frog. So we're going for a full frog build. So why would you not want to be Frogonetta? Look at her go. Let's go. Let's sing. Yeah! Frog combos! How dare you? How dare you? Sing. Sing for me. Get him. Ah, fuck it. Who's next? Go, frog. Fuck him up. Damn it. I hate this thing. Yeah, frog! Yes, frog combos. How dare you? Do it. Yeah, just it's so good. Ting. That's what I mean. It's the instant the giant enemies turn up, the battles are awful. Like you saw there, like, I was having so much fun until that thing turned up, and I know that you can't do anything that affects them unless you use your demons. And your demons can launch them, and you can follow up launches with Bayonetta, but it looks so messy. And the fact that you have to rely on one single mechanic to hurt the enemy just doesn't really feel very character action-y to me. Like in a series that's all about freedom and approaching combat the way you want. Let's go. Full frog build. Yeah, look at that. A way better enemy for like the early games. Sing. Sing. So when you sing in this game, one song improves defense, the other one improves damage. So you can actually like buff Bayonetta mid-combat. Do it. Yes. Go frog. Go frog! Look at what I mean, like all the like angelic enemies are so much more fun to fight because like you'll see, they get stunned by your attacks. Like, you can launch them, you can grab them. They have really nice, like easily readable moves that make like dodge offset combos really fun. You know, admittedly a bit messy because like there's a lot of shit going on, but I know what's happening. Frog combo. Look at that frog launchers. Let's do it. Let's sing. Yes! Just parry with her arsehole! That's the thing as well, you saw Bayonetta parry with her arsehole then. Like she was upside down when she did that. Yeah, she can just sing. You can like put it into part of your combo. And it just buffs the strength of like your next attack. Just be frogging at her. Look at that. Just no worries, no thoughts, only frog. It's so satisfying. It's such a satisfying just like way of moving. It's the slowest one. Oh yeah. Fight this dumb jellyfish. Get it, frog. Get it. So this jellyfish's mechanic is it splits whenever you hit it. It's still like not worth when you hit it with a demon attack. Even still, it's never not worth using your demon attacks because your demon attacks do so much more damage. So is everyone ready for like, you know, it's time for Frog Song. It's time for Frog. Yeah! Sing the theme song from the first game! Get hype. And then it gives you like both buffs. So you get a damage buff and a strength buff. Get it, frog. Fight this dumb jellyfish. Especially as well when this dumb jellyfish spends half its time invincible. Who doesn't love fighting enemies that are invincible? Ooh. Frog! Yeah, frog! Look at it! Ninja frog. I hope everyone's appreciating the frog as well. Because like, what you might not realise when you are like doing like the finishers, like you are summoning the power of Baal. And the mechanic in this game is like the boss fights, which are super fun. Nah, that's not fun. I want to go off stuff on that. Is that you bring in, you can get a powered up version of your own demon. And you get, so you get like giant Madama Butterfly, you get like Sin Gamora. Just keep that in mind. Like you get a giant super powered version of whatever demon you happen to be using. Oh no. Oh, the French people. Oh, they're so
Getting
French.
the locals involved. You'll pay for that.
Bayonetta's like killing these innocent civilians. I'll do. They come from. These poor guys, like they've got no idea that this frogging is happening. The frogging. So that's where you can see, look, like even the most basic bitch enemies that are designed to just get killed in one hit can occasionally just armor through your own stuff. No, this game actually basically does not involve the previous two Bayonetta games at all. It actively ignores them. And if you play the game till the end, you'll realise that it doesn't even care about the story. Rawr. Oh yeah. So is everyone ready? We're going to talk. Here's that thing I was talking about. Oh no, there's tanks everywhere. Let's fucking go. Yeah! This is just like, it's classic. Like, striking while the iron is like ice cold. With that Michael Jackson Thriller reference. Oh, these people have families. Like, they all have families and I don't give a shit. Yeah. That's why I'm a dinosaur now.
Madness, once and for all.
Become a dinosaur.
May the Lord find you.
So you saw like when my little Gamora flashed red for a split second there, I took damage. I now will not get a pure platinum rank for this part. But you may have also noticed that the attack came from a tank that I could not see because like my entire screen is taken up by my own character. Like my character model is that fucking big. Yeah, well that's enough for me to not get a pure platinum rank. And I don't know why people are like trying to get pure platinum ranks on this. Of like that, just dealing with this of like being attacked from all sides with a thing that controls so fucking slow. Bollocks to it. I'll do. Let's keep in mind as well, this is like a populated city. Yeah, you'll see because I took a tiny little bit of damage, I can't get a pure platinum rank, and I don't know. Yeah, the camera is awful. Oh no, spoilers. Oh, it's the best Bayonetta! The best designer Bayonetta in this game. Phantom Thief Bayonetta. With a pet bat. So let's fight Phantom Thief Bayonetta, shall we?
I think you have me mistaken.
So these are like the best parts of the game, where it's like just you get to fight other versions of Bayonetta, and it's just like a one-on-one fucking dance battle. Let's go. So it's like your Bayonetta with your demons versus like evil Bayonetta. Woo! Phantom Thief Bayonetta versus the Witch of Genesis. And she's just firing bats! Ooh! God, that stings. You know what? Let's parry some bats. Let's try and parry some bats.
Gather round. Our light ship is truly magical.
Such a good. Oh! Now she's like. Let's parry this laser. I can parry this laser. Come on. There we go. This laser lasts for so long. Like, please stop firing the laser. I will say like that bit goes on for a little bit too long.
You're about to become very intimate with the pain you gave Matresse, ma maman. And no amount of pleading for your life will stop you.
Frog! Oh, it's so fucking cool! Just fight Phantom Thief Bayonetta! I just try to do this as, like, Viola, who can't attack from range. Yes! The Frog of Destiny. Get him. Get him. Ooh, that stings. Right. Land. There we go. Everyone get height. Everyone get height. I win. Like, that's the best fights in the game are against another Bayonetta. Let's go. If you're wondering as well, yes, you can do all this in combat. Like, that's a combat thing Bayonetta can do. And you can fire Kamehameha waves with one of her moves. So who's ready for like the best part of the entire game? Like, I'm not kidding. Like this is the best part of the entire game. So I'm going to turn the volume all the way up on both my end and your guys' end. Is that nice and loud for everyone? That good? You can all hear that, yeah? It's like the final boss. Ignore the final boss. I think everything about the final boss will be better if he wasn't here. I would just rather fight more Bayonettas. Let me fight like 15 Bayonettas at once. And it just powers up whatever Bayonetta you're fighting for like 30 seconds. Go. So what's Bayonetta going to do against a million bats? What do you all think I'm going to do? How am I going to fight a million bats at once? I really don't know. How am I going to be able to fight a million bats at once? I guess I'm going to ask for help. I guess we need Karl. Oh, yeah, I've got like naive angel mode on, so that's supposed to be a heart. Do it. Karl. Assume ultimate Karl form. Like, you're not ready. No one's ready for what Karl's about to do. You are not ready for the ultimate form of this, like, fucking frog.
Good evening, mistress. Is this the new recital stage?
The ult is so good! It's so stupid! The siren of the creeping plague! I can't believe they put this in this fucking game. So let's fight just an entire cloud of bats. Let's go. Yes, they put a rhythm action game in the middle of Bayonetta where you control a frog that screams and kills everything. I've also never managed to like complete this like without taking damage. Ah! I say. Just like you're not ready though. Look at that. Brings the hype! Brings in her own fucking demons! We're gonna wave our fucking glow sticks. It's so good. Ah, fucked it up. Then brings her own laser fucking light show and everything. The one thing I will say though is like it's very unclear where these enemies are, because like, there's just so much shit on screen. Like, when I tried to do this on handheld, I was like, where is everything? What a great moment. Now, this is why the frog is my favourite summon in the entire game. So I just played this moment when I'm never not having the frog on my team. Like, the frog is never not going to be on my team. And then just brings in acid rain, which kills everything. You know, I've never managed to do that without taking damage, because it just, the camera completely just doesn't, there's so much shit happening. And that is how it's done. But what a boss. What a fucking boss. It's like Zabul bringing it in. Like, no mercy. Oh, I kind of want to show off like some of the other ones now. I can't remember where's the one where you get to control like the big one. Where is it? It's a very specific one. Lava. Okay, I think this is the one where you get to see that. This is another really fun one. That's the one I think the frog is just so fucking like extra. It's the most like Bayonetta moment in the entire game. Just being Frogonetta. So it's possible like this and Tartarus are my two favourite weapons just for how fucking extra they are. We don't need to see story. There's only one part of this you need to see. Okay, it's so fucking extra.
Statues of generals. You'd think there'd be one of me by now.
Like, just be your own fucking hype squad.
Barging in on a lady unannounced. Bold, but
Oh yeah, look, it's another jellyfish that like doesn't respond to anything you do to it. Just frog it up. Get it, Bal. It's just kind of a shame you can't get like the Bal's the Bull for like your combos or something. Just sing. Yeah. Ugh, I hate the jellyfish. The jellyfish can suck my ass. Scream on it. Let's over that. Let's kill these. Kills these dudes. Woo! There's these cool jellyfish. They're just not fun. Like, they don't react to anything you do. You can literally see me hitting them with like combos, and they don't react. Like, you don't get any sort of like visual confirmation that they're being hurt by you at all. That's right.
My turn.
Become a frog. I want to be frogging out. Whee!
Someone doesn't want me to join the party.
Ah, it's fine.
Shame about the tower, but I can think of a new purpose for it.
Thanks, Karl. Just Karl once again proving like it's just the fucking shit all the time. Oh shit. Oh, I fucked it up. No. There we go. Whee! Oh, being a frog. Like, it's just no care, no worries. Only frog. Who else wants some? Oh yeah. Flying enemies and enemies that run away. Everyone's favourite bayonet staples. There's two kinds of enemies that I know I love fighting. It's enemies that run away. Look at that. Look at that great combat encounter. Super fun. Become frog. I love it. I love being a frog.
It's about time I got moving.
Angel combat. Yes, fun combat. Finally. God, I've been like chomping the bit for some good combat. Yeah, what we got? Sing my own hype song. Become bats. Yeah! Become bats! And that's the thing, it's just so... You don't get enough time to enjoy them. The only fun parts of the game. They're over in like less than a minute. It reminds me a lot of like, did anyone ever play like Sonic Unleashed or whatever it was? Where you spend 90% of the game playing like the Werehog levels instead of the Sonic
Looks like
levels.
I'm nearing the crater. I certainly hope the chaos
Oh yeah.
isn't inside.
Walking slowly and not doing combat. No one cares. And it feels like that as well, like, the most fun part of the game is the part you spend the least doing. And you can see as well, like, the DNA of Revengeance in here. It's like Revengeance has a lot of modes like this, but most of the game is the combat. Like, they know where all the money is. Like, they know what people are there for. Like, how dare you think my frog's not going to make this? Look at that. Flawless. Fucking flawless. Yeah! Finish the combo for me, frog. talking. Yes, they made him a werewolf, but they couldn't make the combat feel smooth enough, so they just gave him giant... Basically, if you have not played like Sonic Unleashed, it was the most obvious, blatant, and pathetic God of War clone. And I use the latter descriptor because Sonic turns into a werewolf, or a werehog as they call it in game. And rather than have any in-universe explanation for why he has like the God of War style like Blades of Chaos, they just make Sonic's arms stretchy for no reason. Because they wanted to do the God of War gameplay, but they didn't want to put the effort in. Like, they didn't want to put the effort into explaining why his arms could do it, but they also wanted to rip off God of War. Yeah, big enemies. I know what this combat encounter needs. A performance by yours truly. Get hype. I like how I came out of my combat. My invincible move and got hit. Oh. I love that I'm just like accidentally standing on the lava because I'm like going into like gameplay cutscenes, like quick time events that are getting me like losing my pure platinum. Whee! Let's go.
Come down the mountain just for me. I hope you got something alive.
I wonder if this boss fight is going to be fun. I'm hoping that this boss fight is fun. So all of the floor's on fire. I can't see where I am. And the boss is like spending most of its time hiding out of the arena. Is everyone ready to have some fun? Come on. Join me. Oh no, it ran away again.
Unfortunately, I can't join you in that bath. The excessive heat on my skin. But
Get it, Froggo.
come to think of it, I have a friend who really likes it.
That's true. You know what? Phantom. So annoyingly we can't send the frog in. You need Phantom for this bit. And that just feels bad. Like, only having access to, like, one of your demons in a game that's about, like, playing the way you want. Thankfully, Phantom does make, like, short work of the enemies. What? Nope. Get the fuck off me. Get the fuck off me. Oh, for fuck's sake. Yeah! He has magma blood, yeah. Like, it's just they wanted to have God of War gameplay, but didn't want to justify it. So I mean, it's like the most pathetic and desperate of the God of War clones, because like Sonic games were already like pretty fucking creatively bankrupt, but that's one of the worst ones. And as a result of them being so desperate to emulate God of War's gameplay, like 90% of the game is that as filler. And the actual fun Sonic stuff is about 10% of the game. And the answer is, it's the same way like reason Bayonetta is like 90% spectacle and 10% combat, because the combat, once you get good at it, takes like a minute to finish. Like, it takes like a minute to do a combat encounter in this game. Same with like Sonic, where when you get good at the running levels, they only take like a minute or so to do. If you made an entire game of them, the game will be 2 hours long. The same, but it'd be a good 2 hours. Same way with like Revengeance. When you get good at the combat encounters take like 30 seconds each, but you still have fun because the combat's good. It's okay, because now we get to fight this annoying enemy. We get to bring him up. We get to bring in Bay. Where's my friend? Look at that theme of Asia playing. The Asia flutes. Yeah, it's time. I am now trained now.
That's the ticket.
So I do wonder, like,
I believe you two have already met.
what's like the deal with like
Let's go.
that Asian guitar and that like flute thing? If like we want something to like make it look like you're in Asia or something, just put that flute in. Oh man, it won't be a platinum game without. Oh, it's just bad fucking on-rail shooter section. On a train. Also, yes, this train's a demon. This is what I mean, like, so anyone who's watched from the beginning of the level, just try it in your head and calculate how much of this level was actually spent fighting enemies, and specifically enemies that were fun. Just, that's what I want people to think. Right now. Just like mentally tabulate how much of this like level has been spent having fun. So you know, this is great, so it's like super cinematic. But it's like my third time through the game. And I can't skip it because technically you can die here. Even though it's almost impossible to die because they want you to watch the cutscene. Fuck off, mate. How dare you? Oh no. Man's just tossing trains at me. There we go. Let's get the fucking howitzers out.
The time has come. Now, free the beast from its brilliance.
I'll never stop firing. Let's go. Yeah, it's chainsaw train. Choo choo, motherfucker. The train. What? The train's a demon. Choo fucking choo. Yeah. Well, because you have all these like quick time events, and you can't skip these sections. Including like the final level as well. Like the final level, which is like where you do all like the final boss. She's fun. Yay, pure platinum. There is a 3 to 4 minute unskippable cutscene because at the end of that 3 minutes you have one quick time event. It's like, whose decision was that? Who thought of that? 3 minute unskippable cutscene before the final boss. But it's okay. So I guess I'm going to talk like a little bit about the story of like this story. Like no exaggeration, actively makes Bayonetta a worse character because literally every other Bayonetta you encounter in this world, it's like a game all about encountering like alternate universe Bayonettas, dies. Every single one gets wrecked by the final boss. in 30 seconds without putting up a fight. Like, it actively makes the character of Bayonetta so much worse because they all suck. Like, it is... And the game tells you, like, the story is that the Bayonetta you're playing as is an exception to the rule. And the final boss keeps saying, why won't you die? Everyone else went down like a bitch. And it's like, I've never seen a game that went so far out of its way to make the main character worse. No, you can't skip to the quick time event. You used to be able to. So how will I defeat this? Arch Pyromunculus. He's a monkey, get it? Oh, look! It's Ghostface Killer. Yeah, it's like the entire game basically just spends pretty much 95% of its runtime just shitting on every other Bayonetta, including Bayonetta 1. Like, it retroactively makes other games in the series worse by establishing that their Bayonettas weren't good enough to beat this boss. But it's alright, you do get this cutscene. And you get to bring in the fucking Queen. Well, that's the thing. You can skip the cutscenes, you just can't skip the quick time events. And the quick time events are baked into the cutscenes. So, like, look, so for example, I could skip this cutscene because there's no quick time event in it. But here we go. Yeah, the Queen! She's fucking in. Madama Butterfly's true form. And Madama Butterfly's so fucking rad.
What was that about crushing? I think you'll find we're extremely game for that.
This is the most Bayonetta moment now. It's Madama Butterfly taking a bath in the clouds. Also, it just shows off how ridiculously strong she is. Queen Butterfly. No longer a madam, now a queen. Yeah. Madama Butterfly doesn't even need to fight. She just blows bubbles. Fuck you! Look at that! Like, Madama Butterfly doesn't even need to fight properly. She just blows bubbles. There we go. Eat a dick. Ugh. Oh no, 2. Whatever will I do against 2 of them? I wonder. Fuck off. I love as well, it's just like how pathetic. It's like it says deflect. It's not really. She just like bats it aside with her hand. She doesn't even care. That'll do. You. Bye. It's so good. Just like Queen Butterfly. Just twat. Like, the fact that you can see that she's just got her head in her hands. Like, she doesn't give a fuck. Ah, damn it. These are so annoying to hit. Bumblebee. There we go. Just the wave of bubbles. Yeah! It's time. And that's why I have naive angel mode on. It's kind of weird though, like Madama Butterfly doesn't deliver the killing blow. I guess she does. She does beer us up. Well, it doesn't explain why you don't do this more. Like, it feels like you should just do that in every fight. Like, it really does feel like every fight should end like that. Like, why do you even give the opponent the chance to not just get immediately swiped? Like, you should just walk into every boss arena with that. Just rock up with Queen Butterfly. I thought that was a fun one. I'll save the rest though for Lucas's playthrough, because there is like one of them at the end of every level. Like a big old, like, just, you get a super version of
enchanting and enticing.
all of your demons.
But I think you can show me more.
I love that one. Just like Queen Butterfly and Baalzebul. Super fun. But let's go do some of the witch trails. To end on. We got some of the combat trails. The Witch of Genesis. Let's try and do one as the untested Fireband. Be worth showing her off. With like the full build. So we've had a lot of fun playing as Bayonetta. Now let's not have fun. Now let's stop having fun. Like, why would we need to have fun? Woo! Like, going from a character where you can, like, really immaculately control all of your motion to, and you can cancel out every animation. Woo! Let's go. So if anyone's, like, played the first Bayonetta game, you're probably getting, like, flashbacks right now, and not good ones. These is one of the scariest enemies, like, arguably one of the most difficult base enemies in any character action game. Like, these enemies are ridiculous until you figure out or, like, learn how to fight against them. Like, legit just one of the most difficult base enemies in any character action game. For seemingly no reason.
Too easy. Take your best shot. All you, Pixie. Come back, Trish.
Just the look at that. No damage. Did it in good time, but it's so difficult to actually get a combo with Viola. Especially against those things, they just parry everything. That's what makes them so difficult. They're one of the base enemies that can just parry at every difficulty. They also have like an upgraded version that outright just turns off witch time.
My turn now. Take off. You kidding me?
Let's go.
Over here, Cheshire.
Yes. Get these jabs in. Let's go.
Bring it on.
Now. Bam! Slash slash. Just a pro tip for anyone, if you want to make playing Viola a little bit easier, she can cancel a dash into itself. So if you can just mash dash like this, she's basically invincible because like you have so many iframes, she can't really be hurt. So if you ever have trouble with Viola, just send out Cheshire and just mash dodge. She can just do this. And stay invincible pretty much the entirety of the fight.
See you never. Take off. Take off. See you never. Take off.
Dodge.
Take off. Don't think so.
Could have go.
Come back, Trish.
Check up all this damage.
My turn now.
Viola just doesn't care. Punch in the balls.
Over here, Cheshire. Too easy.
Oh, fuck's sake.
Take your best shot.
And that's where like enemies not reacting to stuff you do comes in really annoyingly.
Too easy.
Of like landing a parry that caused a huge explosion, you just armor straight through it.
You're up. Ready? Bring it in, big guy.
Just fucking die already. And there it is.
Come back, Josh.
And that's just the problem of just like all the bigger enemies. Especially when like, you know, Viola's damage comes from like parries. If the enemy just doesn't let you parry. Because they have like awkward hitboxes or they'll just like do screen clear attacks. Like, fuck off, they're so boring! And keep in mind as well, these are like the final combat challenge in the entire game. And they're all against just one big enemy.
Are you kidding me? Take off. See you there. Take off. Take your best shot.
Let's go, Viola.
My turn now. You got it. Over here, Cheshire.
Nailed it.
Too easy. Time to shine. Hang on a minute. Take your best shot.
Kick. Go on, hit me.
My turn now. Take off. See you never.
Ah, fuck it. Take out Cheshire.
Come back, Josh.
I think Viola's super fun, but like, you have to have this build. Like, maybe like other people out there are more fun with a different build, but from my experimentation, the only real way to have fun with Viola is with Pulley's Butterfly. Which, to remind people who maybe don't know, it just basically, those butterflies will absorb one hit each. Which you basically, if you don't use, Viola gets hit out of almost everything she does. And the only way I've found to use the majority of the moveset is to have Pulley's Butterfly, which just gives you the freedom to
My turn now.
like throw out her more unsafe things.
Too easy. Take your best shot. See you now. My turn now. Too easy.
You see that? Like, the instant you turn it off, it's just you get hit.
My turn now.
Destroy the butterflies. Woo! She's so scary. Look at that. Oh, I might put on the Earring of Time for a bit though. We'll try and get some witch time on the go. We will try and get some witch time. Whee! Yes, let's go. Click. You just see already, like, just it's so much more difficult to just get witch time with Viola, and specifically a witch time that lasts enough time to actually get any sort of combat shit on the go. Because you can't continue your combo while doing this shit. Get the fuck off me. How dare you touch me? Nothing ever gives you that right.
Too easy. Take your best shot. Get him! Take off!
Oh. Oh, Elgato. I love you, Elgato. I love that this thing... I'm going to have to, like, fucking get a new one. Like, this is the second one I've bought that just doesn't work. That just every now and again just stops working. It feels really good to pay for a device that just every now and again just doesn't work without any explanation. And also, whenever you, like, try to... what's the word now? Like, just like do a check of like how do I make it work or what's going on. The advice you get from like the people who make these things is buy a new one.
Bring it in, big guy.
Not today.
Bring it on. Bring it on. Too easy.
Yeah, slash. Yeah, that's it. The troubleshooting for it is just buy a new one. It may not work with your current thing. Have you recently updated your PC? Yes. It may not function with your current update. Why not release an update for, like, you know, the specifically engineered piece of consumer hardware you made? Also, yeah, I just checked. Like, the Elgato size has changed, so I'll have to... There we go. Oh, man. Oh, no, I remember what boss fight is coming up now. It's just another giant enemy that doesn't react to anything you do! Yay! Like, all it does is just stomp everywhere and, like, just hit you, look.
Are you kidding me? See you never. Take off. Take off. See you never. Bring it on. You got hope. All you, Big C.
Look at it go. Look at this. Folks at home, does this look fun? Does this look fun to anyone?
Burning Beyblade. Burning time to shine.
Like, honest question, does this look fun to anyone watching?
Take off. Alright, take off.
Oh. Try and clip my fingers. Try and get anything approaching a combo going. Also, yeah, those hand things are unblockable. That's the thing, Bayonetta can dodge those hand things. Viola can't.
Take off. My turn now. Get him. You're up. Sayonara.
Yeah, slow the game down.
Peace. All right. Bring it on. Not bad. Bonus shot.
Oh yeah.
Come back, Josh.
There's also a really oh yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. If like Viola had like a grab or something, like that's the thing. If you want to make her a Nero equivalent, it's like so much of this game feels like them trying to top stuff like Devil May Cry has done, but then just utterly failing to do so. Like if Viola was going to be the Nero equivalent, why does she not have a grab? Why does she not have like a super damaging punish? Like she's got Cheshire, which is an easy version of Bayonetta summons, because Cheshire you don't control. Cheshire does his own thing. Like when you summon Cheshire, Cheshire will follow you around but do his own thing. Whereas Bayonetta has to control her summons. So maybe that's what they were going for. Like, oh, it's easier to use Viola because Cheshire can just be summoned and then you do your own thing. But then she doesn't get Witch Time. So you have to choose between having Witch Time or being able to damage the enemy. Because most of her damage comes from Cheshire. She can't really do it on her own. But if she had the equivalent of like she could stun an enemy and do something like Nero's Buster, which does like a huge chunk of damage, and like, you know, you've got to earn it for a couple of enemies, but base enemies can just be deleted. That'd be kind of fun. Like if she had like a special attack to specifically punish stuff like that. Let's go. Oh yeah! Final boss. So one-on-one, here's the thing, like one-on-one, Viola's amazing. Because one-on-one, like none of the bosses can do anything about it. The dirty secret about Viola is her block can block everything. Nope. It's like one-on-one, she's actually really good. And she's actually the character I'm trying to beat Rodan with. Because she's actually easier to... Ooh! Fuck! God, I hate that grab. See, it looks like there's something you can do to avoid it, but... Oh, fuck! Like, it looks like there's a flash where you can, like, reverse that. Like, you get a split-second flash, but I don't know what the game's wanting me to do. And it's the only thing I've been damaged by so far in this fight. Yes! Yay! So yeah, you see, like one-on-one, she's really good because enemies can't touch her because of this. It blocks everything in the game. But it just makes all the fights really slow. And she also can't do like combo finishers, which is really weird. Why can't she do combo finishers? Like, why can't he, like, you know, parry offset? Whee! Let's go. Let's go, Viola.
Take your best shot. Take off.
Oh, it's Cheshire coming in with the fucking elbow drop. The Cheshire elbow drop. Stop that. So I was going to take out all the ads before I fight the boss. Got him.
You kidding me?
Let's go.
Yeah! Signal! Over here, Cheshire!
Perfect. Thank you, Cheshire.
V-Blade!
Yes, V-Blade. Not today. Stop that.
Take your best shot.
Right, stop that lightning rain.
Carry the bear. Too easy.
You get parry. Come on. Which time? Click.
My turn now.
Whew.
Yeah! Take off!
Oh,
Time! Carry the bear.
come on. Need a parry. Nope.
Carry the bear.
At the instant, just fully butterflies gone.
Carry the bear. You kidding me?
Yes.
Time to shine! Bring it in, big guy!
Come on, so I need to get a parry on this thing. Come on. So you might be wondering, like, how do you fight this thing that's in the air with Viola? The answer is you don't. Like, she is not designed to fight this character. She has no ranged options that do, like, a reasonable amount of damage to it.
Your best shot! See you never! Carry the bear!
So it makes, like, the entire fight just glacially slow, because you can't really do anything to fight it.
My turn now!
Come on.
Bring it on! Come back, Chase!
I really don't know who thought this was a good idea, though. What's one of the challenges going to be? An enemy that flies away. Spends half its time outside of the arena. Like, look, you literally can't hit it. You have to throw your sword at it.
You kidding me?
Just land already. Fucking hell. Just land.
Take your best shot! Bring it on!
It's like, it's so... Just land. Fucking hell.
Too easy! Bring it on!
Just land. It's so... Like, look at this. It's so shit. Like, you literally... You can't hit it. God, what a fucking terrible enemy. It's like so shit. It took 5 minutes to kill because it spends 4 minutes outside of the arena of combat. Who thought that was a good idea?
You got it!
But I want to know, I want to meet the person who thought we're going to put an enemy in this game. And what happens is, it stays really far away and shoots you with lasers. It's like, okay, so cool. What do you do? Do you have like, can you drag it into the arena with like a throw? Can you lure it towards you? So, no, your demons can go get it. Okay, well, what does Viola do? Because she has to throw her sword, and she can't throw a sword outside of the arena.
Bring it in, big guy.
Well, what do you mean? But she can't throw... A sword won't go out of the arena. Now, what's she going to do? It's like, well, get fucked, I suppose. Oh, yeah. So... Oh, yeah, so here's the final boss of the game. Spoilers. This also has, like, a hilariously poorly thought out mechanic. Because of course it does. This mechanic is a shield. There, so there's the mechanic, look. What it does is, it puts down smoke that if you touch it, you die in a game where you have to get 0 damage to get a good ranking. So in a game that's all about where people replay it, just ad infinitum to try and get a perfect ranking, they gave it the ability to just drop something that goes through all of your guard and can't be blocked. And then make it do a move where it draws you in so you land on it. Again, who thought of this? Like, who thought of this? Like, look, I can't step on that smoke or I'll take damage. There we go. That's the final boss beaten. Yeah! I would love to, like, again, be a fly on the wall for that one. Right, okay, so what does the final boss do? Well, it summons that mist that throughout the game hurts you. So you mean the mist that stops you from getting a pure platinum ranking because it causes 1 tick of damage even if you go anywhere near it? That sometimes appears without warning below your feet and you can get knocked into by enemy attacks that you block or dodge. Yeah, that one. Okay, then what does it do when it does that? Well, it pulls up a shield that you can't destroy unless you use a demon. You mean the demons that mean you've got to stand still and you can't use it in the air? Yeah, those ones. While the floor is covered in... Yeah, the poison mist, okay. And then what does it do? Well, what it does, it activates a fan move that, again, you can't dodge, you can't block. That draws you into the mist, and then it summons enemies that attack you from behind. Okay, and what parts of this moveset can be dodged to activate which time? Which negates the damage? Oh, none of them. None of them? Oh, well, if you let him finish the shield attack, it'll drop a barrier, which you can dodge. But for that to happen, you have to let him power up, right? Yeah, of course. Okay. And that's the final boss. Over and over again, that's all it does. Like, there are 2 different kinds of bosses in this game. Ones that draw you in while releasing a area of effect attack, like the mist or lava, or ones that push you away, so you can't attack them. Like, the only fun fights in the game are against other Bayonettas. Let's go for Witch Trials 2. Let's actually send her in. We'll send in the Witch of Genesis. It's the final one. But I thought that'd give people just a glimpse into, like, just the nightmare clusterfuck that is the final boss of the game. It's just that over and over and over again. Moon of Kalamasa, yeah. Frog, Phantom. Let's switch up Malthus for... Let's bring her in. Let's bring her in. Fuck yeah. Morganetta. Oh.
Now's your chance.
How dare you? Get him.
Now's your chance.
Oh, that's like another enemy as well. I'd love to be a fly on the wall for. Okay, so what does it do? Well, what it does is it erects a shield that you can't penetrate with anything except your demon attacks. Okay.
Now's your chance.
You mean the demon attacks you've got to like stand still to use? Yes, those ones. But what does it do while you're doing that? Well, it summons enemies while you're doing it. Okay. Get him, Phantom. Perfect, right, that'll do. Froggo. Mess with them. Yes. Like, you just see like Bayonetta just always has like so much more freedom to attack. Sing. Sing to win. More Froggo. Should probably also include like the design docket for this one. It's like, oh, does it react to any of your attacks? Well, no. Well, can you like hurt it? So you can. It's only a visual indication it's being hurt. If you hit it with a demon, you mean the thing that you got to spend 30 seconds fighting with? Yeah, yeah. That's right. Right into the frog G-string. Whee! I do like just the frog beam though. Pew! Firing frogs at people. What do you do? Oh yeah. Just the fact she just walks in. Fuck you. Yeah! Just Shoryuken's everything. How dare you? Woo! It's like Madame Butterfly, like the fucking Shin Shoryukens. Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh, I can't believe this piece of shit costs money. I can't believe they charge for Elgatos when they just break all the time. Oh, that's incredible. And these things, they cost money. They charge money for something that doesn't work. And there's no like... Also, it's a baffling... Oh, yeah, here's another enemy as well. That will stun lock you by throwing poison down. But the poison is really inconsistent because they don't always have the poison. So it's going to be an enemy that summons poison. Cool. What do you do about the poison? You can't do anything. It's completely impossible to bypass except for with demon summons. Can we not use? No, you have to use the demon summon. Yeah! Sock you one in the jaw. How dare you? Do it. Kamehameha. Yeah! I love that you can just make it do a Kamehameha on demand. Just. So why can't you just be all just Kamehameha-ing with Madama Butterfly? Let's go. It's time. It's time to whip it. Oh no. It's not time to whip it because it's against an enemy type that sucks ass. Let's go. Scream on him. Takes the poison. Yeah! Ride the missile. Fuck that enemy. It's so shit. Like they attack you from off screen. Fuck you. Fuck you. Like enemies that can attack you from off screen can fuck right off. No, get here. Fuck you. Get here. Fuck's sake. So, there is like a system in the first Bayonetta, I think I mentioned it on yesterday's stream, where enemies that are not on screen can't attack you. It's a really great system, because it means that if you do get hit by an enemy or killed by an enemy, it always feels fair, because you don't have the excuse for not seeing the attack coming. They seem to have removed that feature from this game, so like, enemies like that just hit you with projectiles will shoot you from off screen. I don't understand that implementation. They also removed consistent sound and or visual cues. Some enemies have sound cues, some enemies have visual cues, some enemies have both, and some enemies have neither. Which means there's never any consistent way to know if an enemy's going to attack you or not. Thanks for that, flying. AKA Bay. I hate this enemy type. Fuck more Bayonetta. Cross screen. Now you see there, look, that attack there didn't have any audio cue, only a visual cue, but they can also do that from off screen. It's really strange that there's no consistency in this. Get him! Get him! It's like it should be one or the other. Come on. Like, these enemies also have way too much fucking health. It has more health than the mini-boss. Like, these random enemies from this game have more health than mini-bosses from the previous game. They also can just randomly block any attack. Yeah. Whew. Give me a seizure. Yeah, there's a lot of colourful, like, just, it's a load of baffling decisions on topic. Like, then, that enemy there is, like, a perfect example of, you can see that they don't have an audio cue or a visual cue on the attack they can do from off-screen, which means it can hit you with literally no warning. At least there are some enemies that do have audio cues in the attacks they do from off-screen. What we got? Oh, yeah, 2 bosses! I love it! Fight 2 bosses at the same time. That were never meant to be fought at, like, you know, with anything else in the arena. If anyone's wondering, like, how am I, like, knowing what's going on here, it's pure guesswork. Just, I've got to rely on Madama Butterfly just to kick some ass. Like, she's basically just styling on the enemy on my behalf. Fuck it, poison. Poison everything. Poison it all. Fuck it. Missile. Almost got it. Oh yeah. I love it when, like, enemies do double screen clear attacks at the same time. Come on. Do something I can parry. There we go. Come on, do something I can parry. Do something I can dodge. Perfect. No. Fuck off me. Woo! So there, 2 bosses back to back. Yeah, they're not fun. Fighting 2 bosses at once, but the 2 bosses are ones that you basically need to know where they are at all times. Which is why I got myself into a corner purposely, so that the enemies could be both hit by my attacks at the same time. Oh, fuck's sake, no. The tower's back. So this is a upgraded version of a tower you fight right at the start. And its gimmick is it makes all the enemies that attack you invisible. So now I have to fight invisible enemies. While also making sure Madama Butterfly's got combos going on there. Come on, breakdance. Breakdance, girl. You got this. Again. So I have to fight invisible enemies. Breakdance. Come on. this is where the lack of visual cues and audio cues can fuck you up. Because some of the enemies it can summon are the ones that don't have either an audio or a visual cue. So sometimes you'll fight literally invisible enemies with 0 tells. Get him, Madame. Come on, let's break the shield, Madame Butterfly. Come on! So we can kill it. We've almost got it. Come on! For sake, just die! Just die! Fuck's sake! There we go, it's done. Now the enemies are visible. Whew. And the reason I wanted to do this one is I think this just more than anything shows off like some of the god-awful design decisions in this game. Like a tower that erects a shield. Okay, so not a bad thing. But the shield, as you saw, is almost the entirety of this stage. So you get basically boxed into a corner, getting hit by invisible enemies, as you have to send your summon into the middle. So you never have a chance to send your summon into the middle. And there is a way to see the enemies, but it requires use of a specific demon. So if your loadout is not a very specific one, you just get like bum rushed by enemies you can't see. Oh yeah, let's just fight the final boss again. It's like second form final boss, let's go. So this version of the final boss can summon his own clone. Thankfully, so the final boss has like 6 phases. This is one of the phases that can be interacted with like a regular enemy. So you can like grab him, launch him, combo him basically. Ooh. Fuck you. Fuck your shield. God. Get him, Madame Butterfly. Fuck him up. Yeah! Fuck him up. She's just so tough. Get him. Get him. Fuck you, final boss. You weren't expecting this level of Bayonetta. Oh shit, no, there's the attack that kills you. Yeah. A grab attack that's basically an instant kill if you don't dodge out of it. Yeah! Final boss. Well, verse 8, so there's 2 more fights after the final boss. Let's switch my weapons a bit. I'm definitely keeping Alrune on. You need it. Go for Tartarus. We've not shown off the Happy Puppet Show yet. People need to see the Happy Puppet Show. If you've not seen the Happy Puppet Show, why are you going to like... No. Yeah, frog! got the happy puppet show.
Welcome to the Happy Puppet Show.
Let's go. Style on the frog's ass. Do not let the frog attack. No mercy for the frog. No mercy for the frog. No. Don't. Do not aim for anything but the frog. The frog is the only target. Do not let this frog get a combo started. I'm not kidding when this is the scariest thing. If it manages to get acid rain on. Do not start singing. Don't you dare fucking start singing. Don't you dare start singing. Don't you fucking dare start singing. No, stop it. Stop it, frog. Good, okay, that's the frog done. Nothing else is a threat. Oh, I forgot they can still hit you from off screen. Spoke too soon. Enemies that can hit you from off screen, awesome. Yeah, I forgot. There's just a bunch of enemies that can hit you from off screen. No! They might just hit me from off screen and kill me. Yeah! I knew it! I knew it was going to hit me from off screen. You saw it! It just went whoop! But I dodged away from it. It's like, nope, off screen. You don't know what attack's coming. Fuck you. Oh, that's Witch Trials. And the third one's even stupider because it's just like every phase is just like, here's 6 bosses. Fuck you. The game's story is terrible. So I know it's like not really, you know, a big surprise in a character action game, but the game's story is like, it genuinely undermines every other Bayonetta game and the character of Bayonetta herself. Like, it actively diminishes Bayonetta's characterization from previous games. And it doesn't help as well that the final boss fight is really flaccid, because you just saw a couple of its phases in those Witch Trials. One of them's fine, because you can interact with it like a regular enemy, but it just has this bullshit grab that appears from off screen, is unavoidable damage. The only way to really dodge it is a really awkward series of movements that doesn't feel intuitive and is basically the opposite of what you do in every other combat scenario. It is dodge away from the enemy as quickly as possible and break your lock on. So it has a really unintuitive, annoying grab which stops people going for perfects. Like, the start of the boss fight is an unskippable 2 to 3 minute long cutscene. You can't just skip straight to it. So it has multiple phases, some of which just zoom out the camera and focus on like really unfun demon combat. Like, you can't just use Madame Butterfly for all, you have to use each demon. It's like, ugh. Then you're something like these Witch Trials here. So I just want, like, we're never going to get Devil May Cry 4. Like, Devil May Cry 4 had the best ever combat trial, which is if you get to the end of Bloody Palace stage 99, I think it is, makes you fight 100 enemies at once. It just brings in 100 of the best enemy in the game to fight and makes you fight them all at once. And it's fucking glorious. No, I think this game's great. But one of the things you can do when you really like a game and a genre and a series and video games or any form of media in general is just you are able to explain criticisms you have of it in a way that makes sense. And it's like a thing maybe people don't realise, because the internet has made all criticism of media binary, where it's either you like it or you hate it. You can criticise something you like, and at the same time you can like something that you can like aspects of something that you otherwise don't. Like, there's nuance. So like, this game was great, and I recommend people play it because the first time through is a legitimately fun experience. There's a lot of just entertainment value. There's a lot of spectacle. But if you are a fan of the genre and the series like I am, you'll find issues when you play it through for a second or third time. Like here, I've completed the entire game, and I enjoyed my first playthrough, but once you've done that first playthrough, you'll start to notice issues and things that you maybe didn't notice before because you had either rose-tinted glasses or you're blinded by the spectacle. Same thing with, like, you watch a movie. It's like, I'm sure many people have, like, you know, the Marvel movies are a popular example of this, where people were mad hype for all those Marvel movies, and then you go back a couple of years later with the gift of hindsight and you're not blinded by the excitement, you'll start to notice issues or, like, you know, minor inconsistencies or things that frustrate you, or maybe you improve. It's the same with all media. Like, I've just downloaded God of War Ragnarok. I'm sure the first time through that, I'm going to have a fucking blast. I'm going to be like, this is amazing, 10 on 10, best game ever. And then I'll replay it a year down the line, and I'll be, okay, now I'm fully in tune with the mechanics. There's a couple of these things that don't really gel well together. There's a couple of things I don't like. There's a few things that change. There's a few things that are frustrating. So time tempers all things. And it can work, you know, both for the positives and for the negatives. Same thing like, you know, media that was, like, universally disliked, or it's like, you see it with the prequel trilogy. That's gone through it's gone through both sides. It was unanimously loved, widely praised by fans, disliked when the red letter media reviews came out, and now it's got the ironic enjoyment, so it's back again. So, you know, it swings in roundabouts. Like, you know, the metronome goes from one side to the other, and then eventually it'll settle somewhere in the middle where the actual real, you know, critical rating should lie. So there are very few things out there that are a perfect 10 on 10, and by the same token, very few things that are, you know, an absolute just disaster piece, 0 on 10. Like the reason like most video games and pieces of media get 7 or 8 out of 10 is because most of them are competently made. Things that aren't competently made generally don't see wide release. I forgot as well, there's like a secret extra boss that is just terrible. I guess like maybe we should show off the Rodan fight. Like, this is probably, I think, is the best example of what I'm talking about. And we're going to go in with Viola. The quintessential example of what I'm talking about, of just all the bad decisions that went into making this game, just to a T. So let's very quickly change my accessories, because you need some very specific accessories to stand a chance against Rodan. Yeah, these are the ones. Pull his butterfly, lock on, let's go. So first of all, look, he's got 10 health bars. So Rodan, like, basically breaks every rule of, like, the game. You can't really do anything. You can't combo him. He can break out of every attack. You can just randomly... You can even cancel your Witch Time. So something like Rodan has the ability to do is just instantly cancel your Witch Time whenever he wants. Nope. Also that damage, there we go. And this is where Viola not having the ability to cancel into her Witch Time causing mechanic is really bad. Like, Bayonetta can stand up after a dodge. You see that Rodan can just randomly cancel any of your attacks. You're gonna do it, yeah. Gonna throw another one. Come on. Come on. He also, as well, presumably because he's Rodan, you only get one dodge. Like, Pulley's Butterfly only provides like one free damage reduction. And Rodan can just cancel out of them. Huh. So you see there, look, like, Rodan, he breaks every mechanic the game puts in. And they only do it to make it difficult. And that's the problem of, like, it's not difficult, it's just a test of patience. Because you'll see, I can, like, near enough always, like, block or parry Rodan's attacks. It's just that the game just has moments where it decides that, no, you don't, to make it more difficult. But the difficulty is, like, almost entirely artificial. So it's just, the game just decides in that moment that you didn't block that. Or Rodan cancels out of your witch time. So there's no way to, like, perfectly memorise your patterns or punish them.
You're gonna pay. Take off. Carry the bear. Take your best shot. Take off.
Come on, Rodan. Click. You'll see here, it's just, you do that. That's how you beat Rodan. Nope. There we go. Click. I consider it not to be so much a challenge as a test of patience. So just, do you have the patience to just do this little damage to a boss? Reminds me of the way like those Dark Souls bosses, like where right at the start of the game, it's like, you can beat them. Oh, yeah, you just, all of his attacks hit twice. Yeah. Counter, all you do, just dodge until you get Witch Time, and then just spam your most damaging thing over and over again. Like, you can't combo him, because you never get enough Witch Time to combo him, even with Bayonetta. And obviously with Viola, because Viola can't block or parry unless she has a sword in her hand, you can't summon Cheshire for help. But you'll see just like the damage you do, it's just not enough. Click. Ting. Block. Cheshire. I also don't like that attack always hits twice, so it destroys your Pulley's Butterflies. There is one thing that's kind of neat though, the mechanic Viola has of her stinger says in the description, avoids or ignores all enemy attacks. That is true. Her stinger will run through everything Rodan does. Even Rodan. Even Rodan cannot stop her stinger. You see, it's just not. like just Viola can just like charge through his laser. And that's something Bayonetta can't do. Like you just see how she just dashes through his fists. Dash. I'm actually doing quite well. You might think he's still got like, you know, 2/3 of his health bar left. That's quite well for Rodan. Getting him down to a quarter health because like you don't have a chance to get anything going on. Yep.
Not looking good. You're kidding me. Take off. Too easy.
Woo! Gonna do his ultimate attack. Go on. Perfect.
My turn now.
But you'll notice as well, he's not doing any new attacks. This is it. There's also no rhyme or reason to what he does. He just summons them at random. It's just he just filters between these like ridiculously damaging attacks at random.
Take off.
It's not like the Virgil fight where you can like cheese Virgil into doing certain things with, oh, he's gonna hit me and kill me.
Too easy. Take off.
So I need to get some health back. Shit. There we go. So we need to taunt him to get some health back.
Bring it on.
There we go. Nope. Killed me. Ugh. And that's it. That's the Rodan fight. It's literally that. So all I need to do is just find a day where I have the patience to do that. One of the more frustrating things about like the accessory I equipped is you get a little bit of health back if you taunt. The problem is that the rage of the taunt, so when you taunt enemies they go into rage mode. Rodan's no different, and rage gives them more damage, faster attack, and armor. The health boost doesn't kick in until you finish the taunt, but the rage kicks in halfway through. So Rodan will break out of witch time and hit you while you're taunting him. So you have to taunt him during certain attacks, but there's no way to make him do those attacks. And that's the thing why I contend this is not a challenge of skill, it's a challenge of patience. Because once you've figured out how to do all this, it's just do you have the patience to do it for 20 minutes. So I think there's no way to like punish. That's what's annoying as well, like with the Virgil fight. It's like the gold standard for this. There's a way to like do mass damage to him by punishing certain things. You can't punish anything Rodan does. It's just you block it, you hit him. You see there, look, if you taunt him, he just instantly goes out of witch time and kills you. I'm going to try and show off like that Viola can be literally invincible, so I want you to do his laser attack. Actually no, I'll turn off Pulley Butterfly. You can see I have not got the protection of the butterflies. So I'm just going to wait for Rodan to do his laser attack. See here, look, she can just dash through all of his punches.
You're gonna pay. Take off. My turn now. You kidding me?
Woo! Oh, I might give this one more. It just gets fun. It's fun to show off just how ridiculous. It's like, I always love this. Oh, this is the hardest fight in the game. It's like, last thing, it's not difficult. It's just boring. It's like when people say Dark Souls games are hard. It's like, they're not hard. They just require more patience than most people have because most people don't like having their time wasted. And Dark Souls games waste your fucking time. Like, call it like, you know, punishing if you want, but it's just the games don't respect your time. So you can beat every single Dark Souls game by strafing around the enemy and pressing R1, but that's not fun. Same with this, like, you can beat Rodan just by standing with block and hitting him once. Like, ugh. Why would I do that? I think that's like the most damaging thing I can do. I think I can like hit him into my flames.
Hang on a minute! Are you kidding me? Uppercut! Not looking good! Take your best shot! Time! Carry the bear!
Whee!
My turn now! Uppercut! Too easy! Uppercut! Take off!
Look at him go.
Are you kidding me? Uppercut! Carry the bear!
Clip. Nope, he got me out of it. He just decided that my witch time didn't last as long. Oh, super! I'm thinking I can do this. The hardest fight in the game.
Take your best shot! Hang on!
That was a bad one. And here's the annoying thing as well. No instant restart. Like, one of the most frustrating things about this fucking game, no instant restart on challenges. So if you like fuck up right at the start, you just have to die. Okay, I think that might be the most damaging thing I can do at the start. So it's kill me. Kill me. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. This is the power of Viola's dash. Look at that. What does Rodan do? Yeah, there's no instant restart either. Here's the thing though. Metal Gear Revengeance, made 10 years before this, has an instant restart.
Let's see what you get.
Devil May Cry, instant restart. Come on. There we go. That's it. My butterflies. Nope. That's it. My butterflies.
Time! Are you kidding me?
No, he's up in the air, so I can't hit him.
Take off! Too easy! Carry the bear!
Woo!
Take your best shot!
Ugh. Oh, he's done it. Yeah.
Carry the bear!
Drinks on me.
My turn now!
Huh.
Carry the bear!
my favourite part about this is, like, you can all at home just see him dashing out of attacks.
Burning Beyblade! Carry the bear!
So one of the things I want people to look out for is, like, I know when I only get the short witch time. So it's a little visual thing that you might not notice playing the game casually, but you need it for stuff like this, which is if witch time activates like there, you just see like your screen turn purple. That's a short witch time. However, if you look at the top and bottom of the screen and look for a white like flourish, that means I've got the long witch time, which is when I go for the punishers. There, look, so that's a long witch time. That means I can get the punishing. But as with everything, Rodan can cancel out of that whenever he wants, so I still have to be on my toes, because you can at any time cancel out of that. So even getting like the... There you go, look. Perfect example. So right there, it's... I did get the big witch time. I was doing the same combo that I've been doing over and over again to get, like, you know, the most damage I can in that moment, and Rodan instantly cancelled out of it while I didn't have my sword in my hand and killed me. And there was no way for me to know that he was going to do that because it's random. The only way for me to, like, not have that happen is to not do that combo, which means do a less damaging combo to be safer. That's what I was talking about. There's no way for me to skillfully avoid that because it happens at random. There's no way for me to know that he's going to do it because it just happens whenever the game decides it to. It's just a good example of, like, artificial difficulty, I think. Because that does make the fight more difficult, admittedly, but it makes it difficult without actually adding what I feel is, like, key to games like this for difficulty, which is the ability to skillfully avoid that thing. So, for example, like, Virgil in Devil May Cry 5 has stuff like Judgment Cut End. Judgment Cut End, he becomes completely invincible and fills the entire screen with, on the hardest difficulty, a one-hit kill projectile. Like, there's nothing, it just instantly kills you. But you can dodge it, you can run out of the way, you can hit him at the last possible second to knock him out of it, or, if you're a fucking badass, you can parry it at the last conceivable second. All of which require either knowledge or skill. Either character knowledge or just skill to, like, react that quickly. Rodan can instantly cancel your witch time attack and respond with a screen clearing attack that instantly kills you. You can't avoid that through skill or character knowledge because you don't know when it's going to happen. Oh, fuck's sake. Oh, just like the Elgato. This thing costs money. Keep in mind, this costs £100. Like, I think legitimately I'm going to have to buy a new one. Because just lately it's been shitting the bed that hard. There it is, look. You saw him there. That was the white flourish at the bottom. Go and get a hit. Rodan instantly cancels out of it. You can also just randomly, whenever he wants, just avoid attacks. And there, look. He avoided my uppercut. Let's go. I do like the idea, though, Viola challenging Rodan for her bare fucking hands. Now, she's doing, like, so many of these, like, moves. She's just fucking hitting Rodan, just, like, cold cocking him. she just armors through the punches. How do you like it, Rodan? How do you like it when someone just like uses a bullshit invincible move that lets them power through everything? Yeah, fuck you. What? What? It's gonna armor through everything. Armor through. And you know Rodan hates this. But when he sees Viola just armoring through all of his attacks. No. Especially when she's like too easy to fight him. Oh no. The game's decided I don't get to have fun anymore. Rodan started just like cancelling his shit. No, I'm not going to try and pull his butterfly. There we go. It's like this man just destroying my butterflies. Stop destroying my butterflies. I need these to beat you. If I don't have my butterflies, how am I supposed to win? That's the thing, that you just see how long it fucking takes to like take any damage off him. Come on, Rodan. Getting tough. Perfect. Click. Come on. Come on. Click. 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 No, just cancel out of it. Click. Stop destroying my butterflies, bro, down. And that's the thing as well, like, he doesn't have anything else. He doesn't have any, like, cool interactions or anything. It's just the same 5 moves over and over again. And admittedly, he does have a second form, but his second form is just a powered-up version of this one. Yeah. Second phase gonna hit me. Yeah. Yeah, oh, he killed me. Yep. So I got him down to his second phase, but while he was going into his second phase, I'd thrown my sword, which if you remember, with Viola, means you can't block certain attacks, including seemingly his transformation. So that's the fight, and that took me what? I think that last one took me... That was 10 straight minutes of just block, 3 hits, 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 block, 3 hits. And then his second phase is the exact same thing, and we get 2 hits instead of 3. Because you have even less time, because you get even less witch time. And that's the hardest fight in the game. And as you can see there was like, what, a 5-minute stretch where you literally didn't land a hit on me. It's just if you make one mistake, you die. And that's the thing, it's not a fun fight, that's the problem. Like, the Virgil fight is fucking awesome. I had a huge smile on my face every time I did that on like Dante Must Die difficulty, because there's so many different little things that can happen or you can do or Virgil can interact with. Rodan, it's just the same 5 moves over and over and over again. But I did give it a good go. I did show that it is possible, and I think it's easier with Viola. Like, everyone seems to think like Bayonetta has higher damage overall, but because Viola has the dash where it's completely invincible, you have a pseudo witch time dodge where you're not taking any damage. Like, you're not in witch time, but you don't take any damage for like a good 3-4 seconds, and you can cancel it into the parry. So I'll try and show it off just for anyone who wants to try and use it. I've beaten him in like Bayonetta 1 and 2, but in Bayonetta 1 and 2 you're a lot stronger. Just in terms of like your damage output. Like this little dash attack here, look. When she's doing that, she's completely invincible. So like if I dash forward, you'll see like a little pink circle go in front of her. Oh, stop this. I hate that. I hate that he can just like grab you. So, that attack there. So if I dash away, you'll see you can just dash through it, and at any point cancel into your parry, and that's the important thing. You just have to be a dab hand with it. So yeah, I've beaten him in 1 and 2. Just in 3, it's gonna take. As you can see, that I've got the tactic to beat him down. I just don't have the patience to do it right now because it takes like 40 fucking minutes. And it's not. That's the thing. It's not fun. It'd be one thing if it was fun, but it's not. It's like when I did the Transformers Devastation one. That's fun because the combat is super fun and satisfying, and there's a lot of like feedback on what you're doing. This isn't. Nothing happened. It's just fighting this brick wall. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's that. Oh yeah, they're like adamantoise, which is just. I think that's even somehow worse. At least with this, you have to keep actively engaged. Like you have to be engaged with the fight. So it's like fun in that sense. I was going to do it. Laser beams. It's these Rodan beams. Click.
Too easy.
Click.
Take your best shot. My turn now. Take off. Too easy. Carry the bear.
Armor through.
Carry the bear.
Oh, I forget. I forget.
Time. Take your best shot.
Don't activate when you're doing his punch.
Time.
Dash through the laser. Like a pro.
Uppercut.
Woo.
Too easy. Carry the bear.
Yeah, just I love like dashing through the laser though. It's really satisfying. Like dashing through the laser is super satisfying. Roll Rodan, butterfly detonator.
Carry the bear. Too easy. Carry the bear. Over here, Cheshire. Carry the bear. Bring it in, big guy.
Nope. Yeah. Drop your guard for 1 split second while the hitbox of the fist was inside me. So I think what happened there is the fist was grinding against the wall.
Take off. Carry the bear.
Just be super aggressive.
My turn now.
It's gonna just attack him like a madman now, see if that works. But it's like constantly like apply pressure.
You kidding me? Burn! Carry the bear.
Stop it, Rodan.
Hang on a minute. Take off. Carry the bear. Take off. Take off.
Catch me out, let's go.
Take your best shot.
Rodan. Combo. Yeah. I think I'm just like, I'm going to call it for Rodan. But that's literally the entire fight. Save for when he goes into demon mode, he gains access to 3 instant kill moves. I think he gets, for the few times that I've got him down to that phase, he has like this detonate attack, which is just a screen clear. I don't think you can dodge it. Doesn't appear that you can dodge it. I tried parrying, I tried dodging it with bayonets. I think you just have to avoid it. Unless you can like moon of like camouflage it. Like possibly I won't want to risk it because like I say it's a one-hit kill. It avoids all the bullshit with like your magic pixel. He has a grab, again, instant kill, and then he has this draw in attack where he draws you all the way in, usually while he's detonating the bomb, and the bomb can appear from anywhere on screen. And there's even a glitch, some people are reporting, where it can spawn underneath you, so underneath the stage, but still have its hitbox outside the stage, where you can't see it, or directly behind you while you are in witch time. So I've fortunately not had anything like that happen to me, but I have had him just summon the giant ball. I've dashed all the way away to the side of the screen, and he just drawn me in, and it's instantly killed me. It was not fun. It was not a good time to be instantly killed by an attack I literally could not avoid. But hey ho, I guess that's what you've got to do to make an enemy that people call difficult, rather than making the fight challenging, I suppose. So you could design the enemy to have a fun back and forth, where you have to learn patterns and coax it into a certain attack pattern, and then use your own attacks to create some kind of back and forth, almost like some action between two characters on screen. I'm not sure what you'd call that genre, but I guess just a huge, it's the physical equivalent of whatever a bullet sponge would be. I don't know what the physical equivalent of a bullet sponge is, but that's what Rodan is, and it's really annoying. Because that's the thing, I know I can beat him. It's just, can I do it while getting hit less than 5 times? Because that's how many hits you get. You get 5 hits unless you're using Pulley's Butterfly, but even then it's still up in the air. So you can get hit 5 times, and it's just one of those things of, can I complete a level only getting hit 5 times? Yes. Do I have the patience to practice until I can only get hit 5 times or less? No. Because God of War just came out. So this is probably the last time I'll play Bayonetta on stream. Unless maybe I'll play it with Lucas, because Lucas will probably be down here one day. Maybe me and him can take it in turns passing the controller for the combat challenge or something like that. But the next game we're playing will be this Friday, and it will be Metal Gear Revengeance. If you want to see a Platinum game where they actually nail boss fights, keep into either follow or go on the Discord, and then also keep your eye on Lucas' stream where you want to see like the story of Bayonetta, and I'll also be doing commentary with him from off camera. If I'm free on the day that it does. But cheers for tuning in, everyone. I hope I showed off enough of this game. I should clarify, the game is very good. It's only frustrating or disappointing if you are like me and you're a weird asshole when it comes to character action games where you play the ever-loving shit out of them. And it's one of the things where, once when they see how the sausage is made, and it's the same with this, once you know or understand some of the underlying mechanics of this genre, and especially the mechanics that have been done better in other games, it really gets frustrating. Like with the Rodan fight there, where I can see that he's breaking the rules of the game, which a less seasoned eye might not notice. They might not notice that Rodan straight up just cancels out your witch time without warning. And the only reason he does that is because if I could get a consistent guarantee on how much my witch time would last every turn, which it should do, I should be able to get a guaranteed punish with my witch time because I earned that. I skillfully managed to block or evade that attack. But the game's like, well, if they can do that, then the fight would be too easy. Let's just make it so we can cancel out of it. That's why I compare it to Dark Souls, where if you play those games a lot, and again, once you can see through what the game is trying to do, you'll notice that the game very often breaks its own rules, like enemies having infinite stamina or magic, or sometimes just outright armoring through moves or getting out of combos that you couldn't. And I know the mindset where like, a game like this, to make it feel good, enemies that are like roughly the same size as your player character should not be able to break the rules that you play. Otherwise, it just doesn't feel fair. Like, sure, they should be able to like do shit that you can. Like Bayonetta can parry anything, she can dodge anything, but she can't during certain things. It's like, oh, it's difficult to explain, but I do hope that I have explained it reasonably well. But yeah, tuning on Friday for some Metal Gear Revengeance, and throughout next week, where me and Lucas were playing through a smattering of games that have been released recently, such as Bayonetta, God of War, and Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, if that comes out. Oh, yes! Even the Elgato was like, no, fuck you, no, stop playing. Cheers.